Hello everybody, good afternoon. It's getting a little chilly down here. We got a game for you today on Metalopolis between AnGeL, not Angle, AnGeL. He is our red Protoss player on the left side of Metalopolis, and on the right side of Metalopolis we have Flyer, the blue Terran player. This is a match from the Korean server, so hopefully it'll be very entertaining. Our Protoss player going to get some scouting information up here on our Terran player Flyer. Is going to harass that SCV here in a little bit. And going to build a refinery, so pretty standard opening for our Terran player going on. Sending a second SCV out there to not delay the build time on that barracks any whatsoever. And this probe is going to be forced to fall back as his shields are low. All good probes are no one to run away. As soon as those probes are gone, they're out of there. Waiting for those shields to regenerate in a little bit, he's going to turn around and do some attacking. So let's check out what's going on over here. We'll probably see that switch to an orbital any second now. And what's he waiting on? There he is, waiting on that to finish. There he goes, making one marine, making an orbital. Pretty standard for a Terran player. And our Protoss player, I like this, putting the second pylon down here in this position. There have been a lot of games where people just forget to put a pylon or a supply depot or an overlord somewhere in this little back position, and that can lose you games easily. So always remember to put something back here in behind the gas on these on the maps that have some type of tall grass or a smoke screen. I guess that's what you call that, smoke screen area behind your base, so you don't get surprised by anything back there. Second gas popping up for AnGeL. And getting cybernetics core. Hasn't made his first sell it yet, so he's just going to wait around for that stalker and probably chrono boost that out also. And the second gas going down for Flyer, so Flyer definitely going to go for a tech build, even throwing down a bunker, getting a Reaper to scout for tech. So I'm not sure if he's going to use this Reaper to scout for tech and then react based on that, or if he has his plan already envisioned and he's just using the Reaper in case he needs to prepare for some type of oncoming strategy. But either way, I'll never know. He's going to send that Reaper out, going to do some scouting. It's going to be a very quick Reaper, and this Stalker should be able to deny it. He's going to be kind of going in a little bit early with this. Okay, he's waiting good. I was going to say if he goes in right now, it's going to be a little too early to scout for any type of information, but we have a Twilight Council being built at the same time, and we have a, what is this? Ooh, he's hiding a starport way down here, so we're probably going to have a Banshee rush at the same time. Kind of smart considering you know your opponent. If they are going to go robotics facility, they're going to be able to scout you out. They're going to be able to scout you out with an observer, and it's really hard to stop that. At most, you have to waste a scan and shoot it with some Marines. But this little guy is going to come in here and scout this out. He's going to see, yep, he's going to see that Twilight Council. So he's going to be aware of that, and this observer is going to be completely useless because he's going to come in here and scout, see a command center, see a factory, and he's not going to see this tech lab with the starport. But the good news for him is he already has an observer, so he's just going to have to pull this guy back home and deal with that Banshee. So command center being placed, 2 gas going, but I think actually he might not. He sees the armory and he sees the factory, so he may not think there's other buildings being hidden just because it's just one starport. So he's doing a little bit of scouting, so he hasn't. I don't think he's caught on to this yet. I mean, he has spent quite a bit of money. He's throwing on his own expansion. He saw his opponent build a command center, so he's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw up my expansion too. Want to keep up the production. Smart move there. He has a Twilight Council, but okay, yeah, he's making a Templar Archives. And where? Okay, I think I just clicked on that. There it is. Has a Templar Archives down here, so he's going for High Storm. When is the Masters League coming out? I don't know. So, forgive that. We got a Forge popping up, and what do we got going on? The Banshee is going to be coming out here soon, and he's not even getting cloaked, so he's just going for the one Banshee. A little bit harass, and this Observer. I love sniping Observers. Whenever I play Terran, and I see an Observer just floating above my base, I was like, oh yeah, I love killing that Observer. And he's even throwing down a missile turret, and AnGeL's going to have to get out of there pretty quickly. A lot of barracks being placed, making a siege tank, and getting up an armory. So I don't know if he's going to go for Thor or if he's going to go for, if this is like a mech play, mostly mech. It can't be because he's getting a shield upgrade. So this is probably going to be a combination mech bio play against Protoss. And our opponent AnGeL's going for a quick high tempo tech. The first Banshee is out. I thought there was a second one being finished, but I think it was just maybe the first Banshee just still finishing up there. And he needs to stay away from this area, and he's going to be able to get here and maybe grab a couple kills. He doesn't have cloak, so At most, he's probably going to get 5 or 6 kills. He's going to be able to get fed back. Fed back? Is that the word for casting feedback? Anyways, we have this Banshee's going to go in here and attack. He's going to have to warp in some Stalkers or something like that. 4th gateway being placed. Actually, that was a pylon. So we got this Banshee up here. And this Observer's way back home, but it's not really going to matter because he doesn't have Cloak. So he's going to come in here and get some kills. 2-shotting all the probes. And they're all just dropping left and right. He's got 3 kills already. Hasn't pulled his probes away. Pulling the Stalker back. I think this was definitely a huge mistake from his opponent. Not pulling his probes away from this fight. And he's just kind of letting them sitting there mine and losing quite a few probes. He's up to 8 kills so far. And he might come back over here and get some more kills if he goes back to the right. He can probably snag 1 or 2 more kills as he doesn't have any Stalkers. Now a Stalker appears, so he's going to be okay with that. So, yeah, he made this armory, and I'm kind of confused why he teched that armory. Just because, well, for one, man, he's already building another expansion already? Okay. So just harassing a little bit with this Banshee. He's going to get it. There he goes. Boom, pop. And High Templar makes that Banshee go boom. He didn't even have to lift a finger. He just kind of hangs out there, floats in space, and oh wow, are we going to have some High Templar drops in this map? Wow, he's building another command center. Command center here, Flyer going for a macro Terran like I've never seen before. Getting tank upgrades. Now he's building a Thor. So, wow. Okay, this is definitely something new. AnGeL going to go for a harass, 1 High Templar harass. He's going to be able to warp more in. And he may inadvertently, is he going to scout this? He's going to inadvertently, I mean, maybe he did this on purpose just to scout for this expansion, but yeah, he's going to scout this expansion. He's going to scout this expansion that's flying down here from the bottom. But all the good stuff was back here. That's when he wants to attack, and he did scout that. Yeah, he has scouted that. So he may be going on the offensive here as soon as he sees that. And he's actually supply blocked for a second. So let's check out the food count. He sees another expansion. He's got to be thinking, how many expansions does this guy have? Jesus. So a factory being built, a lot of factories, so he's definitely playing a lot of mech play. He's even getting 250mm strike cannons. And the Thor sees that Warp Prism, he's going to have to get out of there. This Thor has like a 6th sense or something for Warp Prism. Actually, he saw that whenever the command center was flying by, so he was aware the Warp Prism was nearby. And we have a Zealot going to come down here and do some harassing, kill that SCV. He's not going to be able to run inside that planetary fortress just because it has started morphing. He's going to run up here to this big brother, this other planetary fortress, to actually build a missile turret. So we actually, was that a drop back here? I think nope, he didn't. Oh, wow, shit. I think I missed it because there is some, I'm going to back that up for you. Everybody likes to see High Templars and High Templars killing SCVs. And actually, it was a little bit back a little further. But there we got the drop. Boom, boom. Oh, 2 nice storms killing, wow, quite a few SCVs actually. That was like 6 or 7 of them. 49 to 47 food, so the economy is actually pretty dead even right now. Even though I think in a second Flyer's economy is just going to start skyrocketing. 2 planetary fortresses, 2 orbital commands. He's got a number of SCVs he can pull from here, get a nice spread. And it has a pretty nice spread on his base. He's got some Marauders, a bunch of bunkers set up. Some siege tanks spread out, even a Thor. So a really nice spread on his army, and Warp Prism harass might work against these planetary fortresses because they don't have a range far enough if you drop High Templars back here. Some more gateways being produced, and he's researching Zealot Lake Speed, and now our Terran player is getting Infernal Pre-Igniter, so actually it looks like he's probably going to maybe transfer into mostly mech late game, or just a little bit of infantry. Hasn't started any infantry upgrades yet, but it looks like our Protoss player is going to go for an attack. He's putting down that pylon, that proxy pylon. And I'm going to speed this up here for a second until his attack gets going, but he has quite a few High Templar, wow. And it looks like he's pushing out and slow it back down. And here we got the attack pressing out, warping in a whole bunch of Zealots. Leg speed just finished, he's warping in 5 more Zealots. It's going to be a pretty big attack. Let's check the food count, 100 Templar, 111, this is pretty close. High Templar Storm's going down. Thors can't get fed back anymore since that one recent patch. But Storm doing a, I don't know, a decent amount of damage, but there's Stalkers in the back there. 250mm shark cannons going off, just taking out one Stalker though, so maybe not too effective to use against Stalkers just because you have so low life to begin with. But that one Zealot is still alive, and he gets taken out by that tank up here at the high ground. Didn't even bother to pull these Marauders down. But he's macroing like crazy. Look at this, he's got a unit base down here, he's got a base down here, and that Protoss player did lose quite a bit considering he didn't kill that much. I mean, he killed like, what, a tank or 2, and a bunker and a Thor or 2 Thors, and at the same time he's got like a base down here rolling. It's probably going to be smarter for AnGeL to attack one of these smaller bases down here that have less units defending it. Even though they do have a planetary fortress, they can easily micro stalkers around the back just to stop mining. And using this warp prism, oh, I love warp prisms. This is what I want to see Protoss players do, is use warp prisms throughout the entire game. Use them as just like, instead of building proxy pylons all over the map, which are nice, but using just warp prisms, so warping units all the time in the middle of fights. So actually, except for these S2 SCVs were killed, and it looks like these stalkers are going to be able to kill this planetary fortress. Stalkers are actually pretty effective in this planetary fortress, and there's no SCVs to repair, and all of that planetary fortress was just taken out, killing a bunch of SCVs. At the same time, we have some 4 Hellions up here with the pre-igniter upgrade, going to get 1 kill. Boom. That probe didn't even see what hit it. All I saw was blue flames right in his face, and then he exploded, warping in quite a few more units, and going to put some pressure on this planetary fortress. And back here at the home base, just building some siege tanks and marines. He has quite a few SCVs, hasn't transferred as many back here. And storms going off. Planetary fortress is going to have to not get repaired, because he's just going to get stormed if he tries to repair. And does he have enough for storm? He doesn't have enough for storm, so he's actually going to be able to get some repairs off. And here comes some reinforcements from Flyer at the top. Even some SCVs with gas coming in to defend this. Actually does get the command center of the planetary fortress, rather. And these High Templars are sticking around to watch the construction. Everybody likes a good construction site, including some High Templars. Warp prisms still being used to warp in units. And ooh, he's got to watch out for that Raven. Watch out for feedback on the Raven, just because that'll deal a little bit of damage to him based on the energy. And taking out that statue, not a fan of the art. A 3rd base going up for AnGeL, and the Hellions still harassing 2 attack upgrades for the mech. And this tech lab down here still hasn't been scouted. At least I don't think it's been scouted. We can check his vision. Oh, he actually did scout it. But isn't going to deal with it. I guess he's worried about other things, worried about killing SCVs and throwing out some storms. Does he have the Kadarian amulet? Actually, yeah, I think he did research that, because this guy just warped and he doesn't have enough. He does have enough for storm. And sending a command center to the middle. So wow, this is the ballsiest Terran I've ever seen with his expanding. He's like, you know what? I'm going to tech the Banshee and then throw down 3 expansions. And then you just killed 2 of my expansions. I'm going to rebuild 1. And rebuild another one where you just killed it, and I'm going to send an extra one to the middle. So, wow, this Terran player is just like throwing money at the problem, and he might even actually, nope, he's not going to save that command center. That thing's going to blow up in the sky. Oh, no, and it's landed right on the Marauder. He's going to have a headache. He's going to have a headache all day long. Still no upgrades for the bio, just mostly upgrades for the mech. And feedback going off on that Raven. I think he actually used 2 feedback storms going down all over the place. And Marauder's actually pretty good against Stormmen. So pressing up through some units using those Hellions in the front. Those Hellions do a lot of damage, 28 damage versus Zealots. That's extremely nice. And this Terran player is expanding again back down here. Has his expansion back going up. Has some missile turrets up. So now would be a pretty good time for our Protoss player just to throw up 3 more expos for himself. I mean, why not? Our Terran player's playing extremely defensive and really doesn't have a mobile army, except for those Hellions. He can throw up a couple cannons. He's going to be able to pick off that Thor, but there are just so many units out here for Flyer. Even getting level 3 weapons upgrade, getting some more mech with the sprinkling of bio. Just got a armor upgrade for the 5 armor for his buildings. So definitely playing macro. 100. Wow, the Terran player is actually ahead in food. 147 to 119. This is crazy. He's actually. Wow, this is actually kind of blowing my mind the way this Terran player. He's using expansions. He's lost what, like, this is his 4th command center he's lost, 2 being planetary fortresses. We have a Hellion harass coming up here from the top. Just 2 cannons, 1. Oh, wow, getting a whole bunch of probe kills. And he's going to get a lot of probe kills. He's going to completely destroy the economy of our AnGeL here. And at the same time we got this, he's actually getting tired of the starport being down here. He's just going to wipe that up. And these Hellions getting quite a few kills. You can check the harvester count, 77 to 57. Wow, how is this Terran player? This is like how you macro as Terran. I love it. I love seeing this play. And this Protoss player is kind of confused, I would imagine. He could really just be throwing down multiple expansions, just throwing up a bunch of cannons to deal with it. The effectiveness of our Terran player's aggression really relies on... okay, he's throwing down a Nexus here. He's like, you know what? He can't expand if I've already got a Nexus there. And he's attacking into this. Okay, throwing down some storms. Has Zealot charge in the front. He's going to focus fire, kill that planetary fortress using... wow, that's a lot of Zealots. Wow. He's just going to keep the front busy, and he's going to kill this planetary fortress. It'd probably be nice if you got some storms up here on the ramp. but he's going to be able to take out this planetary fortress rather easily and drop that base. So let's go back to the food count. 153 to 127, he's still ahead, but of course most of that 26 food being workers, and our Protoss player is going to go back on the offensive, or is he just going to hang out here? A bunch of SCVs just kind of idle back. But quite a few High Templar, quite a few Zealots. So High Templar, Zealot, and Stalker army working out pretty good. And these Hellions still getting kills. Level 3, 30 damage versus Light, whooping in a Stalker. And these guys really aren't paying attention. They can't get too close because those photon cannons are there. And a couple photon cannons here at the front of the base. But another command center being built, and another, and another. What is this dude doing? This guy doesn't even give a shit. Storm going down on Thor to prevent repairs. 2 SCVs repairing each other. Tank just walking up here to the front. Tanks being spread out all over the place. Very nice spread on those tanks. And AnGeL's not giving up. He's just trying to apply as much pressure as possible. Keeping an eye on all these expansions. There's a nice pylon up here to prevent that. He's even taking out this one and this one here at the bottom. Now he's moving to take the gold. He's building another command center. These expansions all over the place. You're just like, you know what? Anytime I get 400 minerals, I'm just building command center, throwing it somewhere on the map. And the attack comes through here in the middle. Storm really not too effective now, considering he's got mostly mech, tanks and whatnot, tanks and Thors, and Marauders. Just a handful of Marines, not too many. And Archon warping in. But it looks like AnGeL's going to get his whole army destroyed. There are just so many tanks here in the back, I just don't think he realizes are there. And those tanks' damage are adding up, considering they do 44 damage regular and 65 damage versus armored. So this expansion out here is looking really weak. He's going to have to warp in some units. His Hellions are working on taking out this pylon. He wants to clear this base to make sure he can land his one of his mini expansions up there without being scouted first, of course. He's taking the gold now with more SCVs than I can count. All those SCVs, and our Terran player looks like he is somehow managing to stay in this game, even though he's lost like 5 expansions at some point. He's just being very, I guess, cost-effective with his tanks, with his unit mix. He's being really cost-effective in his fights. Hasn't really lost any major battles, like, decisively. Like, every time he loses a fight, oh, but really nice AnGeL, even though he loses that one pylon up here, he sends a Stalker to scout this out. He's going to see this, and he's going to be able to deal with that. Oh, prism drop, wow! Storm's going down. Oh, wow, even though he saved a whole bunch of SCVs, there are plenty that died here, and that is going to be a memorial. They're going to have a memorial service for all those dead SCVs. Some mules dropping, and Stalker play up here going to deal with this command center. That guy's just going to hang out long distance spawning down here. I guess he's flying a command center down there. Yep, there he is. Even has a pylon just hanging out here. And this command center is going to die, but you know what? Flyer doesn't care. That's what he does. He makes command centers. Yeah, I bet he's made more command centers than he has Hellions this game. That could actually be true. 10 kills for this guy, 1 kill for this guy. So this is the man right here. 10 kills on him. Hasn't sent him back to repair yet, just using him for scouting. Pro's being transferred down here. So AnGeL just figuring, you know what, I'm going to stop him from expanding. And we got a fleet beacon going up. This expansion is going to die. You know, what the hell. I got more command centers where that came from. And tanks just set up here, holding this high ground next to the middle. And let's check the back to the resources. So ahead still, our blue player Flyer. His macro is just immaculate. 140 versus 99. And he's going to push in here and take out this base. There's not many units here. 2 Archons, 2 Zealots with charge, and those Archons are just dropping. Boom, boom, with those tanks dealing so much damage. Check that out. Serious damage with those 3 upgrades. And all these pylons are going to get dropped. And this base is going to fall. And Flyer's macro, this is just amazing Terran macro, I've got to say. This is easily up there with General's type of Terran macro play. Just command center after command center after command center. Who cares? I just lost 10 command centers. Build 10 more command centers. Oh no, trying to warp in units right on top of the tanks. Not a smart idea, AnGeL. I would probably rethink that, but he did take, finally managed to kill off 1 tank, even though he lost like 7 Zealots. Now repositioning Flyer's army. 140, 50 food versus 75. Our Protoss player is now transferring all the way to mass Void Rays. Okay, I like this tech switch actually. He's even getting this Flux Veins upgrade. I thought they removed that in the patch. Maybe that was a PTR. Yeah, I think it was a PTR. They removed that upgrade. Anyways, amassing a bunch of Void Rays. So if we look at the unit composition of Flyer, he's got mostly tanks and Marauders with just a handful of Marines and 1 Thor. So like mass Void Ray, like 10 or more Void Ray could actually crush this with a couple Storms, with well-placed Storms. And actually getting some up there, and actually he just killed a bunch of SCVs, I think. I think he just killed a whole bunch of SCVs. Let me check the food count. 56 to 49, so he's up to 47 at one point. This tank is down here, and he's clearing out those assimilators. And this Hellion, oh, I guess his buddy died. The 10-kill Hellion died, just the 1-kill Hellion left. And building an expansion up here. AnGeL definitely hasn't kept up in the macro. Flyer just, I mean, macroing. I mean, it seems like he's been losing this whole game, but he's actually been winning. I think this is definitely the way. This is like, I don't use this term very often, but I think this is definitely high-level play from our Terran player. It just seems like he's losing, but he's just always ahead for somehow. It's just like his macro is ridiculous. He's pushing in now. And his opponent does have a bunch of Void Rays, but he's kind of resorted to these Void Rays. And he's going to be able to kill a lot of tanks, but at what cost? He's going to lose a lot of production capability destruction. And Thor's pressing up. And oh, he's all grouped up. Those Thor splash damage is working out very well for him. I guess the AnGeL hasn't learned about the magic box for Void Rays. And he's going to be able to kill all of those Marines, so there's no AA left. So there's like 9 tanks all in the back retreat with some Marauders. He maybe should have built some missile turrets, but I guess he wasn't expecting like 5 or 6 Void Rays to show up. Hellions are out in the bout, and units being warped in from the top. But these units aren't really too worthwhile considering Void Rays are going to do all the damage. And then he's going to lose this expansion here. He's going to have to cancel that. He's going to lose that no matter what. And another expansion being built down here, even an orbital. Actually, he probably flew that from somewhere. Yep, he flew that from his natural all the way down there. And yeah, this whole Terran army is going to get completely shut down. He's going to have to throw up some tech switching. Sorry, close that production tab. My bad. Storm dropping, and our Protoss player is back in this game with the amazing tech switch, and Flyer just really wasn't set up. Wasn't prepared for this mass Void Ray tech switch, and this is the type of things I love to see in Starcraft games. It's like amazing micro, amazing macro. Mostly it's been amazing macro this game from our blue player, but then Red's just great strategic move in doing a mass tech switch to Void Rays, putting all that money in the production capabilities of all those starports and just buying a bunch of Void Rays, and now he's getting a bunch of splash damage. Spread out those Void Rays, buddy. Watch some Zerg replays or something. And oh my gosh, look at that splash, it's crazy. And wow, overcommitted so much with those Void Rays. He had such a good advantage there. After taking out that entire army, the food count was really brought back to kind of a similar comparisons, but you can check right now 95 to 65 or 66. So kind of close, but I think Flyer has the production capabilities to make a bunch of Marines. Still hasn't got any tech upgrade on the Marines. He's kind of not a fan of bio, but he loves mech builds. And he's going to make a bunch of starports, so now countering those Void Rays, not really countering with Vikings, but a pretty good unit to deal with those Void Rays. And one tank over here, Lone Defender, but he's going to get dropped really quickly to all those Zealots and their Psyblades. They're going to kill all these SCVs, but never fear, Flyer has another expansion near. And Void Rays popping up, even with one attack upgrade, they're going to be able to deal a lot of damage, hurting this economy, but one thing Flyer is good at is making another economy. We have Hellions attacking at the top, harassing these expansions relentlessly against AnGeL. He hasn't put up any photon cannons, and really just doing some really nice macro. I like the play of our Terran player going really safe, sturdy macro play, and just combining with like add 3 or 4 Hellions with flame upgrade, and just harassing your opponent's expo, keeping their expos low, expansion numbers low with the Hellions, keeping their probe count low with the Hellions, and just having such a cost-effective army back at your main. And Void Rays, I think, are going to get shut down at this point with the Vikings and the Thor's out. Another one showing up, but not looking too good. I think there was actually a point where our Protoss player could have came back as soon as he killed like that whole army with the Void Rays. If he would have not attacked at that point, or if he would have maybe attacked the production capabilities, or maybe just waited, explode, build up a bunch of units, maybe made a bunch of Zealots and High Templar, and just mustered an army so that way when he did attack, he would have units to support his Void Rays. Because Void Rays on their own are not good against anti-air units, of course. So Flyer throwing down expansion after expansion and expanding all over the place. This probably made like, oh, trying to drop some High Templars or Zealots there, and totally getting shut down by the Planetary Fortress. And Vikings are showing up, taking out that War Prison. There goes my favorite unit in the game, unfortunately. But the expansions are going up for AnGeL too. He will not be showing up with his expansions. He's getting these 2 up and going, but our Terran player macroing like crazy. Let me check the resources or units, resources lost. Where is that at? Units lost, resources. Okay. So actually, it's been actually very close even for resources lost, units lost 2999, 256, whatever. So actually pretty close. Flyer, one armor upgrade on his mech, and a bunch of Marines, his reinforcements and Thors. Void Rays aren't going to help. And it looks like he's going to be able to take out this expansion. He does have one High Templar if he can land a really nice storm. There it is, right on all those bunched up Marines. Really nice storm, but he's going to have to cancel this expansion. Or he's just going to, I think he actually I think he would cancel it. But this one up here at the top, still mining. We have a Void Ray down here delaying this expansion. And this expansion is actually being upgraded to a command center, or sorry, planetary fortress. This just to get scouted out for a flyer. He's going to come up here and take out this. Actually, that was already scouted out by those Hellions. So he's just going to focus fire down, kill that Nexus, and just kind of leave this army here as kind of a, a stationary position, denying this expansion at the top. There's really no point to attack. This base is almost mined out, so I think it would be smart for him just to sit right here, deny both of these expansions here, and rally units to this point. But a counterattack from AnGeL wants to kill this command center before it involves that planetary fortress. It's going to be close. He's going to have to put a lot of damage on that. We do have SCVs showing up. They're going to go there and repair, do their job, and repair. Nope, they're just returning minerals instead. Void Ray charged up all the way, doing some serious damage. High Templar showing up and not going to get a storm off, unfortunately. And the planetary fortress is getting repaired now, finally. High Templar being worked in from a pylon waiting here. And storms dropping on all those SCVs, dropping those SCVs. Vikings dropping down from the sky. Going to be able to kill these units off. And it looks like this planetary fortress is going to be saved just by those heroic SCVs who gave their life for the planetary fortress. And there we got some words and stuff, and a GG from AnGeL. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I definitely, I felt I learned something from this game, some really new and interesting ways to play Terran. Or Protoss player, which is a really good High Templar harassing. Totally feels like Starcraft 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Check out my YouTube page. I post a bunch of different types of content on there. And yeah, just subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you guys later.